I was right. Sure, Adam's technically still in the game, but other than Tony, everyone that I figured would end up getting voted out at some point has been voted out. And since I specifically said that Tony would be booted pretty early in the game and that hasn't happened, there's no point rooting for that prediction anymore. So, not bad. Even though there's only a 5% chance on paper that any of these people would win the season. And as I've said multiple times before, there's some people who get on the beach and they got nada. But that was a nice episode. Sure, the challenges were, well, the reward challenge wasn't that exciting because there wasn't that much at stake, you know. Although what happened after that reward challenge, where Sarah gives a spot up to Nick, number one, we haven't seen that happen in a long time. It actually might even be that Jeremy was the last person who voluntarily gave up their spot on a reward. I could be wrong on that. It's not a big deal if I'm wrong there. Um, and then everyone trying to determine if she's being genuine or not. Now, Sarah in her confessional said that she was being genuine in her tone. That indicated to me that she was, but of course, you don't know if there's any hidden motives in this game, especially since everyone has won this game, and as Jeremy or Nick pointed out, maybe it was Adam, that Sarah did end up stabbing people, especially Sierra. Not to say that she wasn't good, very observant of other people, because, like, from her edit, you would have figured that Aubrey and Game Changers had no chance of winning. Actually, if she had, made it, she had a good shot at it, and even Sarah admitted that she really liked Aubrey, but the main reason she voted her out was because she had Brad and Troyzen locked, and she knew that Troyzen had no shot, and odds were that Brad would be bad with the jury, and he was. Damn the glare. Right. And one thing that's also funny about that reward challenge was that I actually gave myself a try to predict who would be chosen for the teams based on that schoolyard pick, and I go Nick or Denise. Denise because she probably wouldn't be too great in that challenge, or Nick because he was on the outs. Nice. Okay. I'm not gonna mention the fortune cookie business. There wasn't anything hidden there, although Michelle, when she was reading that, hers did seem to be more game affecting like, but I think that was just chance. Then we get the edge bits where, once again, surprisingly, a lot of these people are willing to work together. Sure, Natalie was kind of dismissive of Yule and Wendell, but as she pointed out, they just got here. They haven't had to survive like we have. She's got a point, although I'm really surprised that she's so willing to ally herself with everyone else there, because, as I said, other than her and you, although he hadn't been voted out at the time, everybody that was sent to the Edge was in some way affiliated with Rob at some point, and she was the only real target that Rob justifiably targeted and booted on his own. At least I think, unless it was Adam that was pulling the strings there. I don't remember. So that's kind of surprising. Although Pav, Rob, and Ethan forming that block on Extinction, I think that's going to definitely matter once we get to the end, because all but one of those people are still going to be on the jury by the time that this is over, so it's going to be very interesting to see what these guys do, because while they're going to be dwarfed by the other 12 or 11 people, depending if Danny really is with them, or not, that's still a decent amount of people that can carry some swing there, especially since they've been there for a long time gathering intel. And then if Michelle gets booted there, she'll probably give that group even more power. It's crazy. So I definitely think Edge this time is going to be more important into monitoring how that jury ends up behaving. So I hope that I'm right in that assumption. Do I think that handing the advantage to Michelle was a good idea for that group? Well, she is technically the only one that they still have true influence with, although just barely. Somebody, I don't remember who it was, it might have been Ethan, theorized that Jeremy was trying to get in with that group, but I think that was just him trying to get in with the big people, like he was trying to get in with Wendell last episode. Although now he definitely seems to be more in the even playing field dynamic, which I'm glad about. So why not give it to someone that you have good sway with? Because Tyson knew that if he gave that nullifier to Pav, she'd probably jump at it. One, because it's a nullifier, and two, because, why would you give someone who doesn't like Pav give her an advantage? Right. Do I think that that Michelle overpaid for that coin? However, yeah, because she's giving up 4 fire tokens, which is I'm gonna say just off the top of my head about 25% of all fire tokens in the game proper. Could be wrong on the math. It's too hard for me to do it. She gives up about 25% of what's in the game for a chance at safety. Because, I wasn't a big fan of the safety without power in last season, but given how it's all winners and Jeremy has been kind of on the outside up until now, it made sense. Whereas Janet, she was with everyone for virtually the entire game, and even then, I think when she was voted out, it would have expired by that point. Kind of think of it, when does Jeremy's thing expire? It's either going to be Final 7 or Final 6, one of the two. Oh wait, but which one of the Final 6? Oh, bugger. That's a good question. So I definitely think that she overpaid, and I'm real curious to see what that Edge of Extinction block is going to do with those tokens. Hopefully we'll find out. But I was right in my assumption that it's mainly a free-for-all when it comes to earning tokens in any way, shape, or form there. At least that's what it seems to be. Then we get that immunity challenge, and I was just amazed at how much harder it seemed to be to do that challenge, because in Cagayan and Second Chances, it seemed like the majority of people made it to the last round, whereas here, again, I think a majority made it, but it was just a bare majority, and it seemed a lot harder, like it was in Caramone. And that was kind of intense as to how Kim and Ben ended up battling back and forward for that necklace, and then Ben fell, and get this. Kim broke the record for most immunity wins for a female attorney. Because now she has 5, although she would have had 6 had she just been a couple seconds faster in the Final 6 immunity for her season. But yeah, she's broken Pav and Amanda's record for most immunities won by return. And she has the record tied for non-consecutive wins in a season, which is the same as consecutive for females. But record's broken, and get this, she's only done it twice, although that's not saying that much because Amanda didn't win any immunities in HVV, and Pav didn't win any immunities in Cook Islands. Should I fault them for that? I don't know. But that's a good marker for her, and no one touched upon that. Like, seriously, the record's just been broken and no one's noticed? Someone on Survivor Wiki, I think, has to have, noticed that. If not, maybe I'm gonna have to add that. So then everyone gets back to camp, and then it's just total chaos! Like, are they targeting Nick? Are they targeting Adam? Is Tyson suddenly in trouble? Although I didn't think he was, because it just didn't feel right. Or is Adam gonna get Sarah out of this? Just, that was crazy! And then when we had a tribal, everyone's just whispering backwards and forwards, and Jeff and the jury are like, ooh, this is good. And then Adam is directly confronting Ben, who is not doing anything really to help himself, if you ask me, because while he's not a wild card anymore, now he's more like a spare card. Hopefully you can tell the difference. Because now people know who he's with, but he's not improving his position. Nah. And then we had that really interesting moment where it was just silence for 20 seconds. No background music at all. And it's just so amazing how it isn't until there's no background music at all that you realize you're pretty used to there being at least a twinge of background music, but nothing? So that just indicated to me that Adam was gone, and then his bit about, wondering if the thing on the podium in front of Jeff was an idol or not. Well, if he watches Survivor South Africa, I believe he had enough time to watch the 6th season, where there, spoiler alert, there was an idol at Tribal during the season. But here's the thing. There was a piece of paper that told someone that there would be an idol at Tribal. There was no piece of paper here, and there was no real foreshadowing. It wasn't until Adam said it that we're like, huh? There's an idol at Tribal? Now, I didn't realize that until they were actually at Tribal, but when I saw that, realized that, I was like, yeah, that can't be an idol. And also, if there was going to be an idol at Tribal, wouldn't they have told Dalton Ross? Because they told Dalton Ross that they were going to do idols at the challenges for second chances. So everyone goes up and votes. Adam goes, not too surprising, so that's that off the prediction list. And yeah, I think that wraps up this episode. Finally, I got a shorter one. See ya.